Now at 9, we'll hear from the mayor of Miami about the return of flooding issues in the town. Plus, second graders in Neosho, Missouri showcase their green thumb with a Bloom Festival. And a decade of donations. We'll see how a Joplin car dealership marks its 10-year partnership with the Ronald McDonald House.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Anthony Saviello. All the recent rain is causing a reoccurring problem in Miami, Oklahoma to show back up: flooding. Riverview Park is still underwater, though officials say levels are lowering. Highway 125 has been closed due to water over the roadway, but it is expected to reopen tomorrow afternoon. The mayor of Miami, Bless Parker, says the GRDA is a large reason the town has so many flooding issues.
We encourage people not to drive into water. Don't drive around barricades. Right now, that's a lot of what our city crew is doing, is putting out barricades and trying to make sure that we keep the community safe by not driving into water.
Mayor Parker also says the flooding and logjam on the Neosho River is a contributing factor. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us with a first look at weather.
And temperatures dropping down to the lower 60s tonight. For the most of us, it's going to be pretty clear, but we do have some clouds and storms starting to roll in early around 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. We're going to keep an eye on that, not to mention we still have a flood watch in effect for Oklahoma and Arkansas counties. That'll stay in effect until Sunday at 7 p.m. Makes sense too. We've got a few more rounds of storms this weekend starting early tomorrow morning, and that's going to go on all the way through about noon tomorrow. We'll keep an eye on it. We have a low risk for most of our counties tomorrow, but most severe threat that we're looking at, heavy rainfall and possibly hail, but I'll have more details for you in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Students at Rocky Comfort Elementary showed off their green thumbs and made a little green. The kids hosted their annual greenhouse plant sale today. Students put a lot of time and enthusiasm into cultivating more than 10,000 meticulously grown seedlings all ready for purchase. The event gives the kids a chance to showcase their horticulture and business skills, as well as providing them with a little lesson in responsibilities.
It's just really, it's fun to get a part of the community when you're not around here for very long, and it's great just to get to know people.
Figure out how to take care of plants and how to, the responsibility of it and all that.
The students are actively involved in every aspect of the plant sale, preparation from planting and watering to pruning and tending, as well as the sale itself. Elementary school students in Neosho were encouraged to show their entrepreneurial spirit to help support a good cause today. KOAM Samantha Walker has more on how a group of second grade students put together their own farmers market.
It makes me feel good that I know people actually like the stuff that we make.
For second grade students at George Washington Carver Elementary School, learning how to run a farmer's market is just part of the curriculum. Students are learning about bees in the area and what problems they are currently facing. Teachers asked the students to think like conservationists and plan a way to help the bees.
They came up with hosting the Bloom Festival again and selling plants and pollinator flowers that are native to our area that can really help with the reproduction of bees.
The Bloom Festival is now an annual event where students sell not only the plants they have grown themselves, but also crafts they've made, such as keychains and canvas bags. Jovina Maffness helped create coasters for the event. She says it's exciting to see people want to buy them.
It makes me feel amazing and nice because we've worked hard on those coasters and we've been hoping for people to buy them.
Every year, funds raised at the Bloom Festival go to a different charity or cause. This year, the cause hits close to home.
We have a 4th grade teacher here at George Washington Carver, and her son had a medical event. He had multiple hospital stays, and now he requires speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy, and round-the-clock care. And so we are going to help pay for some of those therapies for him that he'll need for the unforeseeable future.
Organizers say the Bloom Fest allows students to go closer with their classmates, all while supporting a good cause.
It makes me feel good and nice because Helping is a good thing to do for some people.
I like to help other people.
Reporting in the O Show, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
This year's Bloom Festival also included a raffle raising funds for a Neosho Elementary School student diagnosed with brain cancer. Folks came out to Wildcat Glades in Joplin to take part in the semi-annual rummage sale event today. Some of the items up for sale included books, household and decorative items, tools, kitchenware, and so much more. All proceeds from the sale goes directly to support efforts at Wildcat Park by the Nature Group.
We hope to show people that reduce, reuse, and recycle definitely is something that can help support organizations like our own, and we'll continue to do things like I mentioned, trail maintenance, education, and all the things that we do here at Wildcat.
Just in case you missed out on the sale today, the event also takes place tomorrow starting at 8 a.m. April showers bring spring cleaning, and the 4 states will do its share this weekend. Several cities in our area plan citywide yard sales this weekend. Cities participating include Carthage, Oronogo, and Nevada, to name just a few. For more information, including a link to add more yard sales, just head over to KOAMnewsnow.com. 10 years ago, Frank Fletcher Subaru made its first donation to the Ronald McDonald House Charities of the 4 states. Today marked a decade of annual contributions, this one worth $22,000. In total, they've given nearly $170,000. There was also a ribbon cutting with the Joplin Chamber of Commerce to commemorate the 10-year partnership.
So there's a lot of momentum that has been building over the last 10 years, and so today this donation collectively puts us at $170,000 over the last decade, and so we're really excited about that. And what's nice about this is money that just comes directly into the house to serve the families of the 4 states.
The money comes from the Subaru Share the Love event. Today kicked off the first day of Cowtown Days in Baxter Springs, Kansas. The annual celebration pays homage to the Baxter Springs being the first cowtown in Kansas. Events kicked off today at 6 p.m. with live music and free hot dogs for all those who attended. And speaking of hot dogs, today also involved a hot dog eating contest, arguably the most entertaining part about the day.
Already got on her plate, so I started hurrying up, and I had like 5 more left, and then she like puked, and then there was these 2 girls. They were like sisters, and they quit, and then it was only between me and this kid named Noah. Like, I had to take a break because I was already in the lead, so I started taking a break, and it was almost time, and the time was up, and I won.
Well, congratulations, Antoine. That's pretty impressive. Events will resume tomorrow with a free breakfast at 8:30 a.m. Plus, local vendors and food trucks will still be available. Coming up, clearing on misconceptions.
With interest in injectable weight loss drugs growing nationwide, doctors are unraveling some misconceptions. I'm Chanley Painter. That and much more coming up.
Long COVID in children varies with age. That's according to a new study presented at the Pediatric Academic Society's meeting. While different age groups shared many common prolonged COVID-19 symptoms like headaches, low energy, and trouble concentrating, researchers found changes in smell or taste were often described by teens and young adults. Very young children had more general symptoms. Congressional lawmakers held a hearing on ways to improve maternal health. A new report from the CDC found maternal mortality rates in the U.S. did improve in 2022 after an alarming spike during the pandemic in 2021. But they're still much higher than in other wealthy countries and disproportionately affect Black women. The makers of the popular weight loss drug Wegovy say at least 25,000 people in the U.S. are starting to take the medicine each week. But what happens when people stop taking it? Fox News correspondent Chanley Painter spoke with obesity experts to clear up misconceptions.
More and more people are taking a jab at using injectable medicines to combat obesity. The company behind the popular weight loss drug Wegovy revealing at least 25,000 people in the U.S. are starting to take the medicine every week. Wegovy is just one of the options for people looking to shed pounds. These types of drugs imitate brain and gut hormones in the body to regulate people's appetite and help them feel full. But physicians say the shots alone won't solve everyone's problems with food.
The drugs are really designed to be used as part of a very comprehensive and personalized treatment plan that also includes dietary strategy, physical activity, and behavioral modification.
Dr. Catherine Saunders says obesity is a chronic disease that needs to be treated long term. But a study in the journal Obesity reports less than half of patients who filled a Wegovy prescription in 2021 or in 2022 were still taking the drug a year later.
When people stop an anti-obesity medication, we expect that their weight goes back up.
Some patients on weight loss drugs report side effects including nausea and constipation, but other factors are influencing people to stop the shots.
I would say two of the biggest reasons right now are cost, and two is supply.
Going cold turkey or taking these medications a little bit at a time can cause some patients to start having intrusive thoughts about food and other obesity symptoms. Meanwhile, data from health tech company IQVIA finds more than 3 million prescriptions for new weight loss medications are given out every month in the U.S. I'm Chanley Painter, Fox News.
There's more evidence a friend can give a boost to your health. New research published in Management Science found going to the gym with a friend increased visits by 35%, even with the added hassle of coordinating schedules. Researchers say a gym buddy helps create accountability and can make working out more social and enjoyable. Lindsay is next with a full look at your forecast, and later, the MIAA baseball tournament begins. We'll have the highlights of Missouri Southern's matchup with Northwest Missouri.
We continue this evening, really nice calm weather, a nice break from what we've had earlier this week. Now, taking a look at downtown Joplin earlier today, very nice outside. I wanted to save that shot from Cornell Complex camera because no clouds in sight, and that is a nice change of pace since last week. We've had storms almost every single day, not to mention the tornado we had yesterday out in Joplin as well. So nice change of pace today. We do have a flood watch still in effect until 7 p.m. on Sunday for Oklahoma and Arkansas counties. We'll keep an eye on it in case it starts to expand into some of our Missouri and Kansas counties as well, since we do have a few more rounds of rain moving in through the remainder of the weekend. Now, we did have that tornado touchdown near Joplin Airport. Main thing that happened, Springfield's still going to do a survey on that tornado, but as of right now, it's an EF0. Some structural damage to homes northwest of the airport, but we had a low risk of storms yesterday. So, you know, with any low risk, with any risk at all, we're going to keep an eye out for any type of severe storms to pop up because it's spring season. It is severe weather season, so we are always on guard, always prepared for in case any of these storms tend to drop any severe threat like a tornado. Speaking of, tomorrow we do have a MCS line of storms moving in, and right here it's still just now moving into Kansas and Oklahoma, starting to make its way in. It's hitting our area closer to about 4 or 5 a.m. We do have a low risk. As it moves into our area, it is going to be on a weakening trend, but like I said, like we just talked about, any type of risk is a risk. So be prepared. I'll be here early in the morning watching these storms and ready to go on air or live stream on YouTube. You can join us if anything does pop up. So we are expecting those scattered storms tomorrow, starting very early, continuing until about noon. Let's take a future look at that track. So this is that system moving through, and as you can see, it's stronger as it moves through Dodge City, Wichita, and you can see that line is very distinct. But as it starts to make its way closer to our area, it falls apart. We have more of those scattered thunderstorms, stronger rain pours, but as it moves across that Missouri-Kansas border, it is just going to fall apart. More widespread thunderstorms than anything, and that severe threat goes way down. Then after that, another line of storms starts to push in behind that front. The severe threat has gone down pretty significantly, but we do see a pop-up of some stronger thunderstorms in those southern Missouri counties. We'll keep an eye on that. And then more storms start to pop up again early Sunday morning. So as you can see, we've got a few days of some stronger storms. Tomorrow, those storms come in early in the morning. We do have that low risk. Sunday, not as low. It's a lower than Saturday risk, but we will still see some stronger storms. But that main threat will be moving in Monday evening into early Tuesday morning. We'll keep an eye out for that.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Coming up, gearing up to get away.
Well, the summer travel season is right around the corner. I'm Kelly O'Grady with Fox Business. The latest trends coming up.
Rue 21 is hitting the road. The teen apparel mall chain announced it is going out of business and shutting down all 540 of its stores. The business filed for bankruptcy this week, the third time it has done it so in its experience. Rue 21 is roughly $200 million in debt and wasn't able to rebound from when it declared bankruptcy in 2017. Rue 21 has nearly 5,000 employees nationwide. Summer is right around the corner and Americans are itching to start their travel plans. Fox Business correspondent Kelly O'Grady has a look at the latest travel trends.
Looking for a cool getaway? Well, new data from luxury travel network Virtuoso showing the latest emerging travel trends, including more bookings to cooler climate countries this year to escape that sweltering heat.
We're seeing a lot of interest in Europe, as we always do, but this time we're seeing them go to Northern Europe. Don't get me wrong, people still love Western Europe and they're still going to Paris for the Olympics, but we're seeing much more demand for places like Scandinavia, which is up 77% over last summer. We're seeing Sweden up 145% over last summer, Denmark, the Netherlands.
Virtuoso says demand going into the summer is strong, with rates on par with where they were last year.
Overall, everything else is more expensive. So you are seeing a lot of fluctuations in air. Airfares are quite high, hotel rates are quite high, but then the cost on the ground is as well.
Despite higher costs, luxury travel is showing no signs of slowing down.
And that's the important piece, is that they may be willing to let go of luxury goods, other things, but they are not letting go of their luxury experiences.
According to Virtuoso, expectations that the cruise industry will become the strongest sector of the tourism industry are at 58%.
We're starting to see much more demand amongst millennials and even Gen Z. You're starting to see more solo female travelers cruising as well, which is an interesting dynamic. And then we're also seeing much more family cruising and multi-generational family cruising too.
And on the go, on the whim, American Express says about 80% of travelers are open to more spontaneous trips, with 44% saying they prefer to just pack up and hit the road, leaving the details for the last minute. In New York, Kelly O'Grady, Fox Business.
Gas and propane stoves may be hazardous to your health. According to the study's authors, gas stoves produce unsafe levels of nitrogen dioxide, which poses a potential health risk. Researchers say people will get 75% of their yearly limit for nitrogen dioxide from a gas stove. Electric stoves, meanwhile, do not produce nitrogen dioxide emissions. Health officials say breathing air with high levels of nitrogen dioxide can cause respiratory problems, including asthma. Up next, we'll check out the new Spiva Center program to help artists in retirement. Art can be for people of all ages. That's the exact message the Spiva Center for the Arts is sharing with its new Studio 55. The new studio is designed to be a creative haven for older adults and is open to adults aged 55 and up. Organizers say they want to ignite the artistic passions of older adults with a dynamic blend of structured classes and open studio sessions.
Just the opportunity to be in a creative space with other people. I think it's really cool to be able to spend time with other people in your community just being creative. Like, it just sparks relationships. It provides opportunities to try new things. And I think that's what I'd like them to take away from it.
Classes will be every Friday from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. Former President Trump's 2016 campaign secretary testifies in his hush money trial. Plus, parts of the South, including Texas, face a flash flooding risk as severe weather sticks around.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Anthony Saviello. One of the most high-profile witnesses in former President Donald Trump's criminal trial took the stand today. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has more from New York.
I was very interested in what took place today.
Former President Trump sat through another day of testimony. Prosecutors trying to prove he falsified business records to help his 2016 campaign. His campaign secretary, Hope Hicks, took the stand. She met with Trump every day. She was questioned about the release of that infamous Access Hollywood tape.
Well, the prosecution really wants that tape to be played, and the judge has repeatedly told them no at this point, saying it would be very prejudicial to Donald Trump. In plain man speak, that means unfair.
The judge did not allow that tape to be played in court. Hicks called it a, quote, damaging development and said she was, quote, a little stunned. She was also asked about her dealings with former Trump lawyer Michael Cohen in a Wall Street Journal article about Karen McDougal and her unpublished story bought by the National Enquirer. Her testimony comes a day after the jury heard a recorded conversation between Cohen and Trump on how to pay Stormy Daniels.
I need to open up a company for the transfer of all of that info regarding our friend David, so that I'm going to do that right away. I've actually come up and I've spoken to Alan Weisselberg about how to set the whole thing up with funding.
And so we really have a sense right now that Michael Cohen had this really remarkable sense of urgency to get this deal done, to pay the deal out.
Today, lawyers also questioned a forensic investigator who went through Michael Cohen's phones, as well as a paralegal in the DA's office who monitored all of Trump's social media posts. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Universities across the country are calling in the police more and more to clear out pro-Palestinian encampments. But the demonstrators say they will continue to protest the war between Israel and Hamas. Administrators say they are trying to ensure the safety of their campuses, especially as graduation ceremonies are set to begin. Flash flooding across the South is prompting evacuations for thousands of people. In Texas, several rivers are expected to rise through today. Fox News correspondent Nicole Valdez has more.
Heavy rain and thunderstorms once again pummeling parts of the South on Friday. This system adding even more water to rising rivers across southeast Texas, a place where emergency officials are now comparing water levels to what was seen back in 2017 during Hurricane Harvey, a devastating Category 4 storm.
Street-side structures will have rooftop flooding. It means the water will be hitting power lines, which puts our emergency evacuation vehicles at risk because they're not going to be able to see those power lines.
Forecasters say parts of the region have already seen more than 7 inches of rain in just 24 hours. Dangerous flash floods have made roads impassable and prompted evacuations for thousands of people. Some say after Harvey, they're not taking any chances.
It kind of scared me, so don't want to have another issue like that again, to where just, a lot of trauma there.
A number of communities remain under flood watches through Friday, including Harris County, where Houston, Texas is. Officials there say the San Jacinto River has already reached 70 feet this week and could rise by another 8. Shelters now being open for anyone who's been displaced.
We can't get to our home at all. Our house is 6 feet under.
And Texas Governor Greg Abbott has issued a disaster declaration for nearly 90 counties either already dealing with or at risk of this severe flooding. In Nashville, I'm Nicole Valdez, Fox Weather.
A bit later, the benefits of your four-legged friend.
May is Mental Health Month, and as it turns out, many of you can get a mood boost from right inside your home. I'm Christina Coleman in Los Angeles. I'll explain coming up.
We continue this evening, really nice calm weather, a nice break from what we've had earlier this week. Now, taking a look at downtown Joplin earlier today, very nice outside. I wanted to save that shot from Cornell Complex camera because no clouds in sight, and that is a nice change of pace since last week. We've had storms almost every single day, not to mention the tornado we had yesterday out in Joplin as well. So nice change of pace today. We do have a flood watch still in effect until 7 p.m. on Sunday for Oklahoma and Arkansas counties. We'll keep an eye on it in case it starts to expand into some of our Missouri and Kansas counties as well, since we do have a few more rounds of rain moving in through the remainder of the weekend. Now, we did have that tornado touchdown near Joplin Airport. Main thing that happened, Springfield's still going to do a survey on that tornado, but as of right now, it's an EF0. Some structural damage to homes northwest of the airport, but we had a low risk of storms yesterday, so with any low risk, with any risk at all, we're going to keep an eye out for any type of severe storms to pop up, because it's spring season, it is severe weather season, so we are always on guard, always prepared for in case any of these storms tend to drop any severe threat like a tornado. Speaking of, tomorrow we do have a MCS line of storms moving in, and right here it's still just now moving into Kansas and Oklahoma, starting to make its way in. It's hitting our area closer to about 4 or 5 a.m. We do have a low risk. As it moves into our area, it is going to be on a weakening trend, but like I said, like we just talked about, any type of risk is a risk. So be prepared. I'll be here early in the morning watching these storms and ready to go on air or live stream on YouTube. You can join us if anything does pop up. So we are expecting those scattered storms tomorrow, starting very early, continuing until about noon. Let's take a future look at that track. So this is that system moving through, and as you can see, it's stronger as it moves through Dodge City, Wichita, and you can see that line is very distinct. But as it starts to make its way closer to our area, it falls apart. We have more of those scattered thunderstorms, stronger rain pours, but as it moves across that Missouri-Kansas border, it is just going to fall apart. More widespread thunderstorms than anything, and that severe threat goes way down. Then after that, another line of storms starts to push in behind that front. The severe threat has gone down pretty significantly, but we do see a pop-up of some stronger thunderstorms in those southern Missouri counties. We'll keep an eye on that, and then more storms start to pop up again early Sunday morning. So as you can see, we've got a few days of some stronger storms. Tomorrow, those storms come in early in the morning. We do have that low risk. Sunday, not as low. It's lower than Saturday risk, but we will still see some stronger storms. But that main threat will be moving in Monday evening into early Tuesday morning. We'll keep an eye out for that.
Thanks, Lindsay. Coming up in sports, Pitt State softball looks to advance to the MIAA Tournament Championship. Plus, Missouri Southern baseball begins their postseason. Brock Baldridge has the highlights and more coming up.
Missouri Southern baseball begins its postseason journey this afternoon. The Lions are the #2 seed in the MIAA in the first round of the conference tournament, which is a best of 3. Missouri Southern faces the #7 seed Northwest Missouri State. Missouri Southern opens the MIAA tournament play with the ace Cole Gaiman on the mound, but the Lions bats, they come to life right away. Bottom of the first, Nate Miskowski hits this hard into left field. That scores a couple and gives Southern an early 3-0 lead. Good start to this one. Score is 3-1. When we head to the 4th inning now, Chayton Beck singles up the middle with the bases loaded. Scores 2 more runs. Lions far from finished in this one. A couple batters later now, bases are loaded again for Ethan Clark, and well, he splits the gap right here into right center. That'll clear all the bases as Clark rolls into second base with a double, and he is fired up out there. Southern now takes an 8-1 lead. So a few batters later, Will Doherty hits this over the right fielder's head, and that'll count for another RBI double. The Lions score 7 runs in the 4th inning. They dominate the Bearcats in this one by a final score of 12-1. In Pittsburgh tonight, the Gorillas begin their postseason run as PSU is hosting the #6 seed Rogers State. We pick things up in the 4th inning. MIAA second-teamer Nixon Brannon gives his ball a ride deep into the gap. That bounces off the turf and rolls all the way to the wall, and Dylan Kirahashi Choi Few scores all the way from first base And the Gorillas with a 1-0 lead. Later in the fourth, ducks on the pond for Cade Clemens. And back this ball goes, and it nearly leaves the yard and bounces off of the fence. All the runners score, and Clemens ends up at third base with a bases-clearing triple. Pitt State leads 3-0. Next batter to the plate, Austin Warkins slaps us through the left side, and that adds another run to the board. The Gorillas lead 4-0. Still in the inning, Blake Mosley continues the gap band rally as he hits this one all the way out to the wall. And check out the slide by Mosley, who gets into third base with an RBI triple. Pitt State takes game one against Rogers State 11-1. Gorillas can advance to next weekend with a win tomorrow. Well, Pitt State softball had planned to begin their MIAA tournament run yesterday in the quarterfinals against Fort Hays State. But because of bad weather, the game got postponed until 11:30 this morning. Well, after the delay, no surprise here, the Gorillas take down the Tigers 7-0 in the quarterfinals. PSU outfielder Courtney Story, former Crowder Rough Rider, hits her first home run of the season with the win. Afterwards, the Gorillas get just a few hours of rest before playing in their semifinal game. But playing 2 games in one day does not faze the Gorillas at all, as they go on to win their semifinal as well, taking down Central Oklahoma, the host team, 4-1. PSU advances to the MIAA championship, where they will face the #1 seed Rogers State, who won both of the regular season matchups earlier this season between the two teams. Well, can you believe it? Earlier this week, a swarm of bees, yes, delayed the Dodgers and Diamondbacks game, where an unsung hero beekeeper came out to remove the swarm before first pitch. And, well, the keeper did such a good job, threw up the first pitch and everything, and got social media buzzing about this when he earned himself his own baseball card. Well, how about that? That's your look for sports. We're back with more news after this.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and a mood booster may be closer than you think. Pets live in nearly 97 million households in the U.S., and experts say our furry friends can have a positive impact on our wellness. Fox News correspondent Christina Coleman has the details.
The majority of pet owners feel their animals are part of their family, but they don't just provide unconditional love and companionship.
There was a recent study that just came out that said 84% of American pet parents actually say that their pet really brings a positive mental health impact to their life.
Our four-legged friends play a vital role in stress management.
Pets will lower your blood pressure and decrease cortisol, which is a stress hormone. Now, that's really key to mitigating those long-term chronic stress issues.
Veterinarian Dr. Daniel Bernal says there are other benefits as well, including helping us socialize and making sure we stay active. Statistics show dog parents walk about 22 more minutes per day than non-pet owners.
That's great for your physical well-being, but it's also really important to your brain function, your self-esteem, and of course your overall well-being. But that's key not only for mild stress, but also for depression and post-traumatic stress disease. All of those situations have been shown to be improved by having that pet with us.
Animals can have a positive impact on people of all ages, from helping children gain confidence to keeping some senior citizens busy. And if you're already one of the 66% of American households that has a pet, you know it can be stressful. But Dr. Bernal says the benefits can outweigh the burdens.
For most pet parents, they see that relationship with pet and themselves as a partnership. So it really delivers great added benefits for them overall.
Dr. Bernal says you don't actually have to own a pet to reap the benefits. Spending time with a pet that belongs to someone else or even a classroom critter can help improve your mental health. Reporting in Los Angeles, Christina Coleman, Fox News.
More than 30,000 containers of eyelid wipes for dogs have been recalled because of the risk of harmful bacteria. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says infection-causing bacteria can start to grow inside the container after it has been opened. The recall includes 45-count Project Watson eyelid wipes by Bosch and Lomb. The eyelid wipes were sold at stores nationwide, including PetSmart and Walmart. Consumers also purchased them online at Chewy.com and Amazon. The CPSC said you should immediately stop using them and throw them out. Tomorrow is a big day for Star Wars fans. Coming up, we'll check out all the projects in the works for a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars fans have a big day coming up this week. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin with a look at the movies, series, and celebrations in store for May the 4th.
I need all the heroes I can get. have May the 4th coming up, and there are always celebrations. So, Eric, at Fandango and Fandango at home, how are you marking the occasion this year?
Well, you have multiple ways to celebrate Star Wars Day this year. If you want to go to watch Star Wars on the big screen, which is always an event, you have two options. There is a marathon of the 9-movie Skywalker saga. If you want to just go see one Star Wars movie, we are celebrating the 25th anniversary of the very first prequel film, The Phantom Menace.
Just be glad you're not a Jedi anymore.
New announcements include a new series.
There is a new animated anthology series that's premiering on Disney+. It is called Tales of the Empire.
Among home releases are the video game Star Wars Outlaws and Andor and Obi-Wan Kenobi on Blu-ray.
There's also a new live-action series that comes out in early June. It's called The Acolyte. It takes place 100 years prior to The Phantom Menace during an era called the High Republic. It is going to show the origin of the beef between the Jedi and the Sith.
There's the second season of Andor on the way and future dates to mark on the movie calendar.
We do know that the next Star Wars movie is dated for May 2026. It will be the first spin-off of a Star Wars TV series on the big screen. It is called The Mandalorian and Grogu. It is a spin-off of The Mandalorian. There is another Star Wars movie dated for December of 2026.
So happy viewing, Star Wars fans, and may the 4th be with you. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
These are not the droids you are looking for. That is all our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We'll leave you with a video of sea lions at Pier 39 in San Francisco. From all of us here at KOAM, have a great night.